Hello YouTube. Gonna try and make this quick. I've never actually made a video before and I'm filming this off of my cell phone, so I apologize about the quality. But this is my reverse flow smoker. It's my first ever build. I built this thing out of a old hot water heater, a 30-gallon hot water heater, and a bunch of metal that I had and some that I bought. Disclaimer, I am a professional pipe fitter. I build $500 million food production facilities all over the United States. That's primarily stainless. It's all welded with TIG. However, this smoker is built out of carbon steel, and I set limitations for myself, one of which was that it must be entirely stick welded. And so all these welds you're seeing here are done with a stick welder. So any person with an affordable stick welder would be able to build a smoker of this quality. So I'll go over the features here. Obviously it's got a thermometer here. This is the door. I did the hinges a little bit differently. I watched a video from a guy who built a stainless one. I believe his name was Grandkvisten or something along those lines. So it hinges open from on the inside. I like that because the door forms a natural counterweight, and then there's no way the door could slam shut on someone's hand unless someone grabs it right here by the handle and actually pulls it. Or you get a side view. It's kind of similar to how a motorcycle helmet flips open. So now we're inside. And like I said, I build food production facilities, so surfaces should be round. Granted, they should be stainless. This is carbon, but I opted not to go for the standard expanded metal like most people do, and I built this all out of solid round. This is a 3/8 solid round frame, and all the grates are actually done with 1/4 inch. These handles are done with 5/16. I just bent those. Like I say, everything here is stick welded, and built supports in such a manner that it could pull out and stick out just like this out of the front, so you don't have to get killed, your eyes watering from all the smoke. And that's also why I opted not to put a shelf on the front of this. Otherwise, you pull this thing out, you're going to knock everything you have on the shelf right off. So that's that, and this of course is a reverse flow. So this baffle plate here is actually pitched all over to this end. Smoke travels from down here underneath this plate up through this end, and if you look closely, the center of it though pitches the opposite direction to right here. And that is a hole down to a grease drain. You could also, this has an additional baffle right here where you could actually put water in here. If you like to have water inside of your smoker when you smoke, this is designed so that you could also fill this baffle with water, and then by opening and closing a drain, you could actually drain the water right out that grease drain hole. I'll shut that. Everything inside here is coated with olive oil to prevent rust. Now, down here at the bottom, that's just some flat bar. I threw that on the frame to make a nice little shelf for putting your wood or charcoal, what have you. This end, a little handle for pulling it around. You can see that. This is how I built my frame. Those legs go up at a 9.13 degree angle. I don't know if you can see the feet here. Those feet, I actually used a washer with a 2-inch outer diameter. It made a pretty nice looking foot. And these tires are approximately 10 1/4 diameter. So if you were to build one of these, you want to take that into account. The center of your tire, that would be a 5 1/8 center. You want to take that into account when you design your frame. And over here we got the Firebox. I built it in a square shape because that's the steel I had available. Here's my damper. You can see I filled the hole there with expanded metal so someone doesn't stick their hand in there. They still get burned though if they try sticking their hand in there, but stuff won't be falling out, and people probably won't get their hand in as far if they're stupid enough to put their hand in there. Or if it's a kid, they just don't know any better. This spring handle, I manufactured that myself out of some wire I had and some of that 5/16 solid round. And here's the Firebox door. I kind of went with a similar style to what the door has on the Firebox and the handle on the other end. Here's inside the Firebox. There's a little rack there for setting your wood or charcoal on. You see the hole in here for the smoke to travel into the smoke chamber. One extra feature I added, as you can see, the bottom of the Firebox is actually pitched down to an opening, and you'll see that spring handle there. That's a latch for an ash clean out. So that opens up just like that. You dump your ashes out, and you can shut it right up like that. Latch it shut, and that's another spring handle I made with some wire and 5/16 solid round. Door here, you can see the backside. Kind of used some angle iron with the V shape pointing out. Make the door a little more solid. Here's the way I did the hinges. Just some pipe, and I believe that was 3/8 pipe. I got a 7/16 solid round for the hinge pin. That goes inside of there. It kind of hooks on the side of the Firebox. Kind of big and meaty, way stronger than it needs, but that's kind of what I was going for. So we got that. Up here is our smokestack. Most people don't do their bend this way. They just cut it at a 45, stick them together, and have a solid 90, but I did a 3-piece 90-degree bend because I think it looks a little cleaner, and it fits nice with the contour of this Firebox here at the bottom. It's kind of similar character, I guess you might call it. I wanted to build it as tastefully as I could for a smoker. So this is the damper, another spring handle I built. Spin like that, real simple. I kind of put a lot of thought into some parts on this. The damper, I felt you don't need to put as much thought into that. Let's see if I can pull it out real quick, easy here. So it's real simple. It's a little locking pin there. I got a circle, another one of those 5/16 solid round with the spring handle, and that just a little ball lock on there. I don't know if you can see that, but it drops right down into this tubing and it locks in there, and real simple. It does the job real good. I know most people don't even use this damper when they're running, but it is nice to keep the water out if it rains and you store it outdoors. So, like I say, this took me about 80 hours to complete. I still think I'm going to add one extra coat of paint. There's 2 on there now, but I think it could use one more. It's all high temperature paint, black. Yeah, I ran it once. It worked just fine, and yeah, hopefully you like it, and thanks for watching.